when you're writing proposals for commercial gigs, it's very important to portray a plan, a safety plan. So we include various things like a scope of work, detailed plan of action, and a safety plan, and we find this really eases the whole process and assures them that safety is our #1 priority and they have nothing to worry about. And that's why at TEAMWASHLIFE.com we are now offering the coolest sign you'll ever see. This will help you with commercial contracts, I promise you. These signs are actually very large. The camera doesn't do it justice. Way bigger than I thought it would be. These are quite attention grabbing. Here is some of our newest stuff out, and I'm telling you, this is really eye-catching. We're throwing in more of the old school look, I guess. Look at this. Keep in mind, when you order our stuff, you are not paying for a design fee. So we create multiple ideas and templates, and we use this basic template, and we swap out all of your info, any little blurps you see, any tags or things you'd like to add to it, we can toss it on there. We change the description, the prices, the fine print, the services you offer. We can change all that stuff, but we keep the basic template, okay? We'll change out your logo, of course, the phone number, stuff like that. But you get this basic design, and you change the colors around to fit your business, and boom. These are proven designs that work. They're great, they're crispy, and you just can't go wrong. TEAMWASHLIFE.com. Click shop now to view all of our merchandise. So here's another tactic I use to generate reviews. Well, actually my technicians use it, and it's really quite slick, ninja style, and I haven't heard of this tactic before. Check it out. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. I'm John with Wally's Professional Services. How are you today? We're here to do a house wash and basic window cleaning. Does that sound correct? Great. Listen, so we have actually 2 goals in mind for today. Number 1, I want to earn a referral from you after this is all done. Number 2, I want to earn a 5-star Google review once this is all done. And I'm going to check in with you again once we're done with this and make sure we met those goals. End of the job. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. We're done. Here is a service point checklist I've included. All right, here's a service point checklist. This gives you an idea of other services we offer that we could help out with. Let's do a walk around, yada yada yada. So listen, everything looks good. Great, looks great. We had 2 goals when we arrived. So we had 2 goals when we arrived. Do you think you would feel comfortable recommending us to your neighbors, your friends, your family? Yeah, absolutely. Great. Do you feel that we've earned a 5-star review today on Google? Absolutely. I'll make sure I do that. Amazing. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. Is it okay if we leave a yard sign in the yard for about a week? Accept payment. Is there, do you have your phone on you? I just wanted to make sure you received that receipt. It should be in your email. It's there. Great. Again, my name is John. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your business. Is there anything else we can do for you? No, that's it. Okay, great. Hey, one last thing. Here's the gem. I know I asked about the review. Sometimes I feel funny asking for it, but the bottom line is it really helps us out, and I really appreciate you saying that you would be willing to do that for us. So I actually am only allowed to give out 10 of these a week. That's the rule, and I really You've been an amazing client. You've been an amazing customer. I really want to make sure I give you one of these. $25 off your next service. Boom. So here's the psychological part of it. You've asked them, you've put it out front that you have 2 goals. You asked them if you met those goals, so they've agreed to refer you out and leave a review. That's what they said. And then taking it a step further, making sure they received the receipt. It should be in their email. What that does is I throw that in there. Also, there's a direct link to Google right in that receipt, so it's pretty easy. All you do is click it, brings you right there, and then you can leave the review. And then a step further, giving them a gift. Now, this is different. This isn't, you're not bribing them. You're not saying, if you leave a review, I'll give you $25 off your next service. It's not what you're doing. They already said they would, and this is kind of like a present, right? Like, hey, listen, I really appreciate you saying you would do that. Because of that, I wanted to give you one of my one of my gift cards. And I like to throw in there that there's a limited amount. It's a scarce item, so I don't give them to everybody, right? So I thought I really wanted to share that with you guys. This having stuff like this is a necessity to your business. I mean, you have to have business cards. People ask for it. You got to have flyers. You got to be able to have physical things to get the word out there. You can't just rely on digital marketing. Digital marketing is a huge part of business, but if that's all you do, it's almost in a way lazy. That's the best way to put it. You're trying to find the easy way out, how you can just sit behind a computer and market. It's going to work, but think about if you did that, plus you made sure you handed out 20 of these every time you did a job. The neighbors are looking out the window and they're watching and they're curious about what's going on. What if you took it a step further and knocked on a couple of those doors and said, hey, we're in the area, I had an extra 30 minutes, I'd be more than happy just to give you a free, no obligation, just give you a quote, just so you have an idea of what something like this would cost. We just helped out your neighbor down the street, her house turned out great. You'll have to take a look when you get a chance, blah, blah, blah. Just think about what that'll do for you. And there's also the guys out there who just can't invest a bunch of money into digital marketing. You can build $1 million business on just prints. I promise you. It just depends on how hard you want to go with it. If you don't have work, you can't sit there and go on Facebook groups and complain about how it's slowed down and you don't have work. You need to get off Facebook and go out there and hammer neighborhoods. Hammer them with these, right? Because now you have time. You got time on your hands, so use that time wisely and drum up more business. Your business is nothing without sales. That should be the top concern, is always trying to drum up sales. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I don't know why you wouldn't have already. If you haven't made a YouTube, if you're watching stuff like this and your reason for not subscribing to the channel is because you're too lazy to make a YouTube channel, then you should probably stop watching my videos and not consider going into business. Because if you're too lazy to do little things like that and complete tasks and do things that should get done but you put it off, this isn't for you. Because almost every day there's stuff that has to be done that I don't want to do, and there's no reward really for doing it, but it just has to be done. So keep that in mind. You got to have a totally different change and different mindset if you want to jump into something like this. It is not easy, but it can be very rewarding if you give it 110%. Yours truly, Mr. Lang.